Hey, we don't play. Them pressure you know what about we breed every day. Your Honor, them indict we for standing up against the harmful stereotypes that have been perpetrated against the men. I come here to represent myself and a few. We living in a century where we living on lies. Society said the hurdles and we have to comply. We gonna pay with dues, we don't get reviews. Not for we get broken and we fall into the news. But it's all the brothers said we gonna take a stand. Representing hope, revealing the brand. We gonna take a brother hand in hand. Empower, elevate every boy, every man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, you gonna see them. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. My brothers say we here for you. I understand the trouble, but I've been there too. No diminution that can come by you. On the belly mental pain that they put me through. But look upon the horizon. See mankind winning and rising. Rejecting, coming and fighting. Oh Lord, this is so exciting. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, you gonna see them. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. We living in a century where we living on lies. Society said the hurdles and we have to comply. We gonna pay with dues, we don't get reviews. Not for we get broken and we fall into the news. But it's all the brothers said we gonna take a stand. Representing hope, rebuilding the brand. We gonna take a brother hand in hand. Empower, elevate every boy, every man. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, you gonna see them. Learn me. I just want to reveal my life slowly. Look close, my friend. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. I have a right, I have a right, I have a voice, I have a voice. Make it right, make it right. We don't have to fight this. You've been faithful, love. You've been faithful.
Oh Lord, I'm glad you know my name. You set my heart aflame. You set my feet on a solid rock to stand. I'm glad I've made this choice. You've given me a voice, and now I can rejoice.
Watch the gold move. They call me Mr. Diligent. When me meet a peace, the Lord, I'm dining with the president. Thankful for my warriors who bring me through the testament. Calling on my warriors, calling on my warriors. Everything me put me have to doing it for 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him for 100. Working in the ministry, we working it for 100. Working it for 100. Working it for 100. Everything we put we have to doing it for 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him for 100. Working in the ministry, we working it for 100. Working it for 100.
Oh Lord, I'm glad you know my name. You set my heart
it full 100, working it full 100, working it full 100. Everything we put we have to doing it full 100. Time to praise the Lord, we say we praising him full 100. Working in the ministry, we working it full 100, working it full 100, working it full 100.
Lord, I'm letting you know my name. You set my heart aflame. You set my feet on the solid rock to stay. I'm glad I made this choice. You give
Okay, so it's a good thing I checked in before we actually go into the program. All right, so I hope that we're on now. Thank you very much. I think it was Hodge that brought it to my attention. Oh, yes. Okay, no, Sandra, it's not YouTube. Sorry. Wow. Oh, Will, thank you very much. Lawrence, thank you very much. My apology. I don't know, these technical things. I'm not too techno savvy. What I was telling you all is the programs that we have coming up that I want people to register for. This one is called Death is Death. And that Death is Death is on June the 26th. It's a free virtual introductory workshop that you can afford to apply for. And you go to my website www.michael.stewart. You register for it. It's free, but it will help you to be able to. Those of you struggling with some debt, my son particularly takes a passion in trying to help people out of that situation. So log on that. You're going to find that program there, and we look forward to you being part of it. You can also log into the program on the same website and register your boy from Monday the 18th of August to the 22nd of August. We have boys polishing camp. We train boys to be men. We help them to be able to be the kind of men that they ought to be in society. And because of that, we're encouraging you to try and have your people out, your young men to be out in that one. Okay, so we're looking forward to that one also. I think those are the two that I was promoting for you all on the program. Okay? All right, so are you all hearing me now? Are you all hearing me? Okay. All right. So how is it now, my people? Are you all getting a feedback? Okay. Are you all getting a feedback? All right. Is the volume up now? Okay, I don't know why it is fluctuating, but I'm hoping that it has settled down now. Just give me a feedback as to, let me just take a monitoring of it. Need volume, she says. All right, let's see if we could get your volume going. All right, how is it now? Do you have a better volume on your set now? All right, you should have a better volume there now. Just let me know. I don't want to start and then find out that you all are not able to hear. Okay. All right. So, okay, yeah, they said that they're hearing now. Wonderful. No, I'm not frozen. Probably I was just trying to find my way. Okay. So let's get going now. We're talking about the boys, and I want to share with you that this is my belief and my general belief that when we are born, talking to the men now, when we are born male into this world. We don't have a choice in that. We don't sign up for that to determine whether what gender or sex we have. We are born male. Having born male without a choice, to become a man is by choice. Or else you're just going to be a big male, not a big man. So when we become men, how do we know we become men? Because, you know, they keep telling us to man up and keep telling us how we ought to be as a man. What is a man, or who is a man? I want to proffer to you my perception of what a man is. Right? What a man is, or who is a man. And I think I got the greatest definition from 1 Corinthians chapter 13. When Paul, writing to the Corinthians, said, "When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood life as a child. So, I talk as a man, I process life as a man, and I did childish things. My behavior was childish. So when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood life as a child, and I operated in life as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things." So what does that tell us about who a man is? So if therefore it says that we spake as a child and we operated as a child, when we become a man, according to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, when we become a man and we put away those things, what are we really saying that we put away? Yeah? We put away the thinking of a child, the talking of a child, and the ability to reason as a child. We put that away. Because children are short-term thinkers. They do things for immediate gratification. But a man, when he speaks futuristic. He talks about plans for a family. He talks about investment. He talks about how he's going to build a house sometime in the future, get a job to mind a family and so on. He usually can speak in advance. A child would say, "I want milk now. I want sweetie now." It is only the now. But the thinking is what brings about what we say and how we reason. So we thought as a child and we worked out life as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. A man is known by his speaking, his thinking, and his reasoning. If you don't ever remember anything else, I want you to remember that. How do I know that I'm a man? If they ask you that, because I see so many people just fighting for an answer. You're speaking, your thinking, and your reasoning. Once you get that on point, you are a man. If you haven't gotten all those three together, you are not a man. You're still a male. So we move from male, we become men. And at some point after that, we become fathers. Fathers mean source. That's what fathers mean. Father, the word father means source, provider. So God is our father. He's our source. He's our provider. And we recognize God as this provider and this source. And so when a child has a father, a child must be provided for by his father or her father. Let's not miss that. Whether or not the woman is working has nothing to do with his part as a father. And I hope that we understand that. Oh, the woman working for more money than me, so she's supposed to do the providing. From the time you become a man, your aim is to provide for your family. If your wife is working, very good. Very nice. That's an additional support that you get. But your fundamental, original role was to provide in the first place. Don't get chained up with these methods that we're putting now about this 50-50 business and so on. If she wants to put her part, fine. But you're supposed to plan to take the provision role. The woman is the nurturer. So first of all, you become a male, then you become a man, and your man is in your thinking, your speech, and your reasoning. Then you become a father, you are the source, and you will always be the source. Even when the woman leaves father and mother, the man is the one, the Bible says, that should leave father and mother. He leaves father or mother and cleaves to his wife. He now becomes source to his wife. But he never said that the girl leaves her father. In my respectful view, you all may disagree with me, the father continues to be the source, but she has a second source now, her husband. So the woman is supposed to come out real nice, getting two sources to supply her. But the man is the one who leaves father and mother to become the source. Are you all with me? Give me some feedback there. Let me make sure that you're all still online and you're all still with me. Eh? Alright. Si Prasad, welcome. So, male, man, father, and dad. Dad. Which is a different context. While father is source, dad is almost like a resource. Dad is the softer side of just providing. So a lot of fathers are paying the bills, but they don't have the connection where you call the person daddy. When the Bible says in the New Testament, Abba, Father, I am told that that word Abba carries the connotation of daddy. Daddy is different from father. This is when you're hurting. You're not going there for the money to go to hospital. You're going there to be consoled. You're going there to be reassured. That's dad. That's daddy. Yes? And because now you have that daddy part of you, that must be part of your father characteristics. So we have some men who are really just taking care of their children at a distance, paying all the bills, but it is difficult for the child to call the father daddy, because the child does not have the spiritual, emotional connection to the father. And many of you out there probably would know what I'm talking about, when there is not that connection that you have with your children. I don't claim to be the best father in the world, but I would like to be the best father that I could be. So I'm still learning this whole thing about fatherhood. Alright? As I said, taking responsibility when necessary in the running of the home, in protecting his family and planning out things without pressure from the wife having to put things in perspective. Thank you, Heather. Agreed. Right? So what we need in society is more men. We have enough males. More men. Better fathers. And awesome dads. That's what we need. Zanifa said some people live in extended families. That's a blessing. to live in an extended family. To live in a family where you have father is source and you have grandfather, that source, is a wonderful thing. Many children have affectionate memory of grandmothers and grandfathers and so on, because it brings a certain amount of life and tenderness and emotion to the family life, because grandparents tend to be they've come through the mill, they made their mistakes, they're in love with their grandchildren, so it brings a softness, a kind of balance to a hustling, stressed out parents, where a grandparent comes inside of there and pulls that up. Alright? So thank you all for your input there. So I want to go to share with you, this whole thing about what, when we are in a situation where we want to be the best father, the best dad that we could be. Right? So when we talk about raising sons, we are raising protectors. So therefore we are not raising them as a mother would. The mother wants to raise nurturers. And she wants to nurture the children, and that's fine. But there comes a time that the child, especially the boy, may need discipline, may need a harsher part of life, because life out there is not all hugs and kisses that you're going to have from mother. It's going to have some harsh things, and you're going to need a father. You're going to need a dad who could be able to usher them into that part of their life. You won't lose your son, right? You won't lose them if you let comfort replace character. That comfort that the mother brings is good, but now you want to build character in your child. Then you need to be able to go in there and unleash the man that is inside of your boy in the home. Otherwise, you will unleash broken men or broken males into the home, and we already have enough of that. So let's talk about some things now. Even though what we're saying, sometimes a woman would say, his father is too harsh, it's too traditional, that don't work again, and so on. Madam and my dear people, in the absence of abuse, allow the man to raise the child up to face a harsh world. Don't preserve the child from that. Don't preserve the boy from that. Don't preserve the girl from that, because this is a harsh world outside of there. Somebody said, we're not raising pets. We are rearing warriors to fight for their family. Men who will be willing to stand up against onslaught and attack on the family. So let's see if we could go down now and name out a few things. So, our job is not necessarily to beat a child. It is more than that. Our job is to help shape the will of the child. Because mischief is bound up in the heart of a child, the Bible says, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from you. So when you have a child, the child will require discipline. And discipline is more than just the rod of correction. It's shaping the will. And one of the things that I like to always share with my listeners is, when we're disciplining a child, the aim is to break the will, but not to break the spirit of the child. The aim of discipline and being harsh at a point in the child's life is to break the will of the child to do wrong. But we must never break the spirit of the child. The child must never feel broken up at the end. And this session can't teach that, but we do courses and programs for parenting when it comes to discipline. How do you discipline so that the child recognizes that even with the discipline, there is still love and care? Right? So the emotions must be tempered. That the child is getting out of hand, saying things that are rude and insulting, but you need a man inside of there to be able to bring him back down to base. The child may try to speak to the mother anyhow. That's where the man comes in now to defend his wife and say, no, you can't talk to my wife like that. I heard one preacher say that when he heard his child speak rough to his mother, the preacher said, he went in there and said to him, you cannot speak to my wife like that. I think he was saying his father came and told him that. Yes, I think that is his father came and told him, you cannot speak to my wife like that. And he says it's the first time he realized that his mother is the wife of his father. He never saw it in that way. He just saw it, this is my mother. But when his father put him straight, then he recognized this is his wife. But he learned his lesson. And that's why you can't listen to a child abuse their mother, not as a man, and sit back and say nothing at all. Alright, let me see what people are saying online. Fathers are feeling also, and let us not ignore that. Yes, we do. That's right. Thank you, Hodge. Fathers are the caretakers and builders of the family, defender, provider, and leader of his household. That's right. And with that comes a certain amount of regard, respect, and authority. I'm talking to Lawrence's comment here now. You can't be the caretaker, the builder of the family, the defender and provider and leader of the family, and you don't get the regard from your wife. You don't get the respect from your children. That part is earned because of your providing, building, caretaking. But in addition to it being earned, it is natural because you are the father. I hope you all get me with that. It is natural because you are the father. The father should not have to beg for respect. But he should, if he's operating as a man, operating as a father, and operating as a daddy, certainly he has earned his keep. Josiane said too many fathers are not connecting with their children. Gadgets and schools are raising our children. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. You know, because whenever you find that children disconnect from their fathers, a number of bad behaviors seep into the child because there isn't that discipline and that coming down, especially with a boy. And sometimes mothers think that they can discipline a child, but no, to discipline a boy takes a man to be able to bring a boy back in line. Right? So, but as I said, we have a workshop that people can sign up for to be part of that. Alright. So, if you don't train your boys, and we see a lot of boys are untrained, if you don't train them, the street will. They will train your boy for you. And if the street doesn't, the courts will. And if the courts doesn't, the grave will. The mortuary. Right? The dead house will take your child. Streets, courts, morgue. That's why we need to learn to train our children properly. And train ourselves. And don't resist that. Don't back down. Right? Gentle parenting is nice for a time, but it cannot be the method that we're using. Right? Gentle parenting cannot replace full-fledged parenting. So that's one of the things I want to bring in there to you. That we are here to shape our boys and our children to get into society. The second thing that I want to point out is that men, fathers, and dads, every good man, every great father, and every awesome dad knows not to argue with the child's mother in front of the child. Those that are not so great don't care. They vex, them vex. But those that understand life and understand that there is a precious mind that you are shaping, and you don't want a boy growing up learning to talk to a woman any and every how, and those good dads would take that into the bedroom, take that into the closet, take that outside, and have all your tete-a-tete and all your argument outside of them. But you will protect the child. Every good man knows that. You understand? And they know that when they come before the child, they stand side by side with the mother. If the mother has given a ruling to the child that the father does not agree with, he will stand by his wife for the sake of that unified head with that child. And the mother will not override the father if the father has given a ruling. That is what brings up a child for a child to recognize what a stable home is. Unstable, dysfunctional homes always have plenty quarrels, and I meet too many children who are sad, depressed, disgruntled because they come up in homes where there is dysfunctionality, quarrel and argument right in front of the children. If the mother has given an instruction, back her. She would not kill the child. Or if you so feel that the instruction she gave or the guidance or whatever it is, what she told the child that you don't agree with, have a chat with her, but let her be the one to go back and take back what she said. If she told the child cannot go to the whatever function, and you feel that the child should go, and you take her in the back and you all decide on that, let the mother go back there and correct herself. Don't go and say, boy, you go ahead. What you're teaching is disrespect for the mother, and that boy or that girl is going to now disrespect that mother. And vice versa. If the man has given a ruling in the house, don't override him. Don't say, boy, you go ahead. I don't see no reason why you can't go. You are destroying the home because of your selfish attitude. Yes? And when the child comes to you, father, and complains that the mother did not give you permission to do something that you wanted a second plate of food, and you go to your father and say that you want something to eat, the father should ask, did your mother give you an instruction with that? And if the child says yes, that brings that discussion to an end. Don't get involved with that. Your mother has spoken, and she has the authority to speak in the house, and your child must know that. Don't let no child roll their eye, pout their mouth. You see, we have some senior people online here today, they grew up during the time when you pout your mouth at your parents. The slap you would get, you did not know where the slap came from, because they would slap you so hard. They would shift you into another week. That is how hard they used to slap you. Because you can't come and pout up your mouth, walk off. And sometimes I see children arguing back with the parents and so, sorry. Sorry. I ain't make so. I not made so at all. Timothy boy, hey. Well, anyway, it was your birthday recently. I'll give you a blind. Marcia Saunders say, what about the fathers who are involved in their children's lives, but because of the wife's attitude in leading the children to think of him in a negative light, all because she's using them for her own vindictiveness, if that's a word. Yeah. All right. And that's unfortunate. When it's called parental alienation. When one parent is causing the children or trying to get the children to look at the other parent in a very negative light. It's bad. Unheard of, and it is reprehensible. Should never happen. Never ever happen. You see? So, that discipline is necessary for the home. Alright? You all got that now? So, don't let don't bad talk your wife to your children. Don't bad talk your husband or the child's father to the children. That is driving a wedge in the home. Yeah. So they would also, just the same way how we do that, it causes them to lose respect for authority. And when they go to school, they don't know what authority is because there's none at home. So they'll try to treat the teachers anyhow, talk to the teachers anyhow. They'll meet police and have no regard for authority. They would not listen because let me tell you, I just pray for teachers. You know. I just feel it for teachers because in a house, when you have 3 children of your own, and you see the amount of fight you have to end and how many times you have to speak, and you take it that a teacher has 20-something children in a class, 15 children, 10 children, you know what that is? And then when the teacher tries to take authority, we have some mad parents, bold enough to leave their home and go down school for teachers. Man, hey, all the pray for teachers, eh? The teaching profession is probably one of the underrated, disrespected, underpaid, minimized jobs in this whole world. And a teacher's job is what brings out our pilots, or politicians, or doctors, or lawyers. And we would dare run down school to beat up a teacher? For what? Of course there are some bad eggs called teachers. But the general population of teachers don't fit into that, from my respectful view. Right? So, let's help our children to respect teachers. In our days, your teacher scold you in school or beat you in school. When we got scolded or beaten in school, we went home and hushed we mouth. We dare not go home and say, teacher beat us. Because what the next question is, what they beat you for? And when you say, well, because I was talking in class, or because I broke somebody's pencil, or because I was rude. Our parents wasn't picking up to go down no school. They will pick up a strap and give you your own homemade dish of beating. That's what it was. And we need men in the home who would reinforce that. Yeah. Thank you, Josanne. Yeah, Josanne is one of our teachers. She does happen to be teaching in a school that I admired when I went there. So, some of those children are quite progressive in the school that she teaches. All right. Let me see what's the conversation here. That goes for step parents as well. Oh yes. Thank you, Heather. Step parents. In some cases, the mother isn't comfortable relinquishing authority to the stepfather, but they should, as long as it's not an abusive type of discipline. Remember, this gentleman is taking on your father's responsibility, and he should be held in high honor. Let me hang on what Heather is saying there for a while. That let's say you have a stepchild. A man has a stepchild. This is a child of his wife. There is no way that is conceivable that you can expect that man to pay the bills, drop that stepchild to school, put up with some of the rudeness of the stepchild in the house, and take on all the roles that he does as a stepfather, filling in for that father that is missing. And then you turn around and tell him he cannot discipline the child, is not his child. No, man. So I agree with Heather that has to be something that must be taken into account. That if he is to take up the full role of father, he has to take up the full role. You understand me? All right. Good evening, Joanne. Thank you very much for joining us. You joined us late. Hey, Charmaine. Clancy let you out late, Charmaine. Lauren said there should be a school of learning for family life and parenting in these challenging times to help parents in their technology-driven way of life. And that's why we run the parenting course, Lawrence. We saw that gap, that serious need for for parents to get training in parenting. But you know, many of the children these days are children. So, what can you say? Where parents are trying to compete in dress code with their own child. They probably weren't comfortable in their time. They're trying to make up for it. Alright, so we're on the point of not disciplining, not arguing amongst yourselves over issues in front of the children. And fathers, if your wife is attempting to pick a quarrel, don't fall for it. Do not respond. Walk away. Let her take it outside. Let her take it in the bedroom. Don't stand up there and say, well, she started it. Be the man and make the decision in the interest of the family. It's men we're talking about tonight. But we know it have some women who could really push a pencil. Alright, so let's go talk about this other one. When we're providing for a family, we're really providing more than just money. You know. This is what we say. We're providing discipline. We're providing care, love and concern. The Bible says that a father should not provoke his children to wrath. So the opposite of that is that we are providing the kind of intimate relationship in the family, right? So that your child could want to speak to you. There are some fathers that the children fear to even raise an issue with the father. Can't talk to the father because the father might go from 0 to 100 in millimeters of a second. No, we have to run our homes better than that. That we can be dad. Yes? That the child can hurt about something, make some mistakes, and come to us and say, Dad, this is what is happening, and get some good advice. The man carries the weight and has the right to set the rules of the family, but those rules must not be irksome. They must be fair rules. You understand? Fair rules, the interest of the family. Right? And that part of our responsibility is going to be crucial. Alright, so let me go on to another point now. Let me see what people are saying online. Lyndon said walk or drive away. Yeah. Get out of there as quickly as possible. Right, welcome Lyndon. Okay. Very now. Let's talk about this one because I felt this one is a nice one that I saw somebody wrote about. Don't raise another man's child and ignore your own. Wow, that's deep. Don't raise another man's child and ignore your own. Now, don't make that be a sentence that ends, don't raise another man's child. That is not what the sentence is. The sentence is, don't raise another man's child and ignore your own. Or while ignoring your own, if you want to put it that way. But of course, if you marry a woman and she has a child for another man, when you take the woman, you take her child or her children. Or else, if you did not want the children, leave the woman alone, let her go away. You can't take the woman and don't want to also take with that which came from her womb. You have to take the woman and you have to take the child. But you may take a woman who has children, but you cannot ignore your own blood child while you raise your stepchildren. That can't make sense. You figure that makes sense? That don't match? As the young people say, that match not matching. So, I was speaking with a young man, and this is what the young man told me. And I never forgot it because I saw the hurt in the child. He lives with his mother. And his father has children for a woman who lives near to the mother. And the father, though he does not live with the woman next to her, nor does he live with this child's mother, he comes and he visits the children of the woman in the house next door and does not even come to say hello nor wave him. And I felt it for that young man. I felt it. What would cause a man to go and visit a woman and her children next door and ignore him right next to them? That is a painful thing, you know. That young man started to show some deviance, and that is what happens whenever children growing up with emotional pain and family issues. So he grew up deviant, hateful, underperforming in school, which is normal. That happens whenever those sort of things take place. Eventually was killed in a fight. Kenneth Hart, you saw that volume gone, boy? Kenneth Hart said the volume gone. No, man, Kenneth Hart, your volume gone. Alright, so but you know, when he passed away, I felt, you know, that was an unfortunate loss of life because of the road he took. But that's because of the path the father made him feel as a non-entity. And children live with that pain for a long, long time. Alright? So don't try to fix the woman's children and you leave yours undone. The children going through too much pain because of absent fathers. Right? So if you're going to train, if you're going to provide for all. So, let me give you one more. I think we right down to the end. Let me give you one more. Fathers, if you're not getting a chance to see your child for one reason or the other, may I suggest that you do all you can. Move every mountain, turn every stone, every legal means you have to get to see your child. Don't just give up just because you're getting resistance from the mother. And women, stop stopping the father from seeing his own children. You all stop that. Stop that nonsense because he has another woman now that you don't want him to see your child. Stop that nonsense. You are wrecking the children. I have spoken to children who are going through all of those issues. Do not do that. You hear me? But fathers, don't just because you are getting resistance, give up. You know what it is for a child to know that that father did all he can to see and to be part of your life. Don't let nobody take that away. You fight. You fight for your child. That says a lot for a child. Yeah? I think my brave, mannish disposition, I think came when some boys beat me up in school. I was going primary school at the time. And some boys beat me up in school. And I went home and I was crying, and my father asked why I was crying. And I said, them boys beat me up. My father put on his clothes. He had slippers on. I still hearing the leather slippers rubbing on the ground going. And we walked from home back to school. And he told me, point the boys out. And I pointed the boys out to him. And he went up to those boys and he says, I am Mr. Stewart. This is my son, Michael Stewart. Let me tell you, you guys, never ever when you raising your hand to hit somebody, never let it be my son Stewart. Let it never be. But he drove the fear of God in those children. I didn't know what bully was, but that is what they were doing. They were bullying me. But I will tell you, the bullying stopped. Once my father said that, he turned around, said, let's go home, son. But having a father stand up like you, I remember that as clear as day. That is what makes me feel as though I could do anything I want, as though I have power over so much in life, because a father taught me what it is for have a man stand up for you. But I feel it for girls and boys who don't have a father to come and stand up at their side and rescue them from bad situations and speak on their behalf. I feel it. Yes? So that's what we need to do. Let our sons know we're in their corner. We're not supporting them with bad behavior, but we're in your corner. Alright? Don't apologize, men, for being firm. Don't let the world, don't let your wife, don't let society tell you that you being firm and being standing up for discipline. Don't let them tell you that you are being wrong, abusive, and being harsh. That's what we are here for. Don't shrink because of the cries of a child. Don't back down. Stand up, because they're going to meet a boss that doesn't care about their tears. Don't surrender, because people call us toxic, because we want to make sure that the children do the right thing, because it's the right thing to do. That is what's causing the world to fall apart, because men are still males, and those males who are men are not carrying a role as fathers, and those men who are fathers are not called daddy, because they're not balancing their discipline with love and affection. And women, stop interfering with the man when he's trying to raise his children. Support him. Support him regardless. He's not going to kill his children. The average man is not going to kill his children. So, one day that boy is going to come up and be a man. He's going to be a father. And he's going to be a dad. And ladies, don't marry somebody who is not going to be the kind of father that you want your children to grow up to be. If you did not want your child to come up to be like him, don't select him. And fellas, don't choose a woman who's not going to be the example of a daughter that you want to have your daughter to grow up to be. Take that. I said it. This is Michael Stewart. And this is Mike at Night. You people, you've been a wonderful set of people. Let me just see what people are saying here just before I go. Marcia said some people picking sides with their children really makes it hard for the other parent in the long run. That's right. Lawrence, fathers who don't care of their family are considered infidels and manicu men. Yeah. One of the qualifications of an elder and a bishop, a shepherd in the church, is a man who knows how to rule his house well. Notice the phrase, rule his house well. And that's the highest proposition in the church. And God wants us to rule our house well before we could even talk about ruling the house of God. Some men are chased from the home due to constant nagging and harassment by the wives, and think Chef is talking about. That's right. But don't leave, men. Don't leave. Stand up and fight for your children and your family. Don't walk out just so. Your child's mother has 3 children for other men when carrying the information keeps shifting. I'm trying to manage the messages that coming in. Your child's mother has 3 children for other men. When carrying KFC for your child, are you obligated to carry for all of them? You're not living with them. Your child's mother has 3 children and other men, for other men. When carrying KFC for your child, are you obligated to carry for all of them? You're not living with them. Well, okay. Lyndon, I think you raised a nice point there. Well, what I understand, I have a child with a woman. That woman has 3 other children. But I am carrying KFC for my child at the home of that woman who has 3 other children. Decency, Lyndon, decency, good upbringing, and manliness would say that my son or daughter has 3 other brothers there. Even though they are not my children, those are their brothers or sisters. Decency would say that I need to consider to carry for all of them. That's 1. 2, if I don't, then I'm now putting a wedge between my child and the other 3 children. Because the other 3 children will have a problem that you are getting and we can't get. Children take that very personally. You like this one more than the next. That's not a good atmosphere for my child to be in that home. So while it is not my children and I don't have to, decency will say, by the principle of where what they call that principle, where you don't have to do something but you do it because it is the most judicious thing to do. It is the more I forget the word, and the Bible uses a phrase like that, Anyway, but it's the more appropriate thing to do. So yes, I will carry it for the children. It's just like if my child is going to the school, the other 3 children going to the same school, and I'm going to pick up the child to carry the child where the child is staying by the child's mother. Am I going to leave the other 3 children? Nah, we can't be so petty. I picking up all 4 children and take them to the mother's home and drop them off. Because remember we say what a man is? He speaks like a man, thinks like a man, and reasons like a man. That is how I figure a man supposed to reason. What about if the father is not straight? Father is not straight. Not straight. Meaning he live in the States and he end up his papers? Or you mean he not straight, he is trans or something? I'm not sure. You need to clarify that for me. That includes stepfathers as well. Some mothers are not comfortable relinquishing authority to the stepfather, but they should. Remember, this gentleman is assuming the position of your biological father, therefore he should be held in high honor. Yes, agreed. Alright, I see Lawrence agree with me also. Okay. Alright, people. Love you all. Thank you all for joining me tonight. We'll be with you for next week for more on Mike at Night. Make sure that you log in. Appreciate it. God bless you all real good. Okie dokie. Ciao.
Set my feet on
hundred, working it full hundred.